Well, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we are on the second last video I have planned for this particular project. So we are Roxy Creations, Journal of Stitchery, Volume 9. And we have been doing books inspired by books. These two books that I've been working some of these images sort of as inspiration. As you know, are these two French blooms, which is flowers in vases, and it's a good read understanding how Sandra created her floristry stores based on her French love of French things. And this one, oh my goodness, one of my favorites is Flower Flash. And as I've said previously, Lewis is a florist. He takes flowers that are being used in some form of production, display, catwalk, runway, indoor adornment, and then goes out to the streets of New York and flower bombs areas of New York. So if you're lucky enough to be walking along the footpath every day and then one day you bump into this. So it's just beautiful. So today's video is going to be the lamppost, which has got that French feel, and the waste paper bin, which has got the New York feel. So I mentioned it in previous videos that it was very much on my list, and I've been doing a bit of sketching as well as, creating imagery around it that's that flower flush. So we've got a bike, we've got a doorway, and we need the lamppost. So this is the page. And being that it's sitting above this one from a last video, I sort of want to tone in those blues. And yeah, let's see what we can do. Now, I'll use the front as my guide. Now, I did show you these in the last videos. I sort of got myself an image of a waste paper bin, potentially what you would see on the streets of New York, according to those photographs. And this is a real French provincial lamp that would be attached to a building or a lamp post. I'm thinking it'll be a lamp post, so it should be pretty easy to extend it, but that's where all the detail is. So yeah, let's have a go. So I'm going to need something to sketch my lamp post on, and I was sort of just thinking about how the composition's going to be. And being that this has got a touch of blue, I was thinking, how do I do the starry, starry night with blue? And this fabric is sitting on my desk. So I had an idea that if I do my lamppost, I do my waste paper bin of flowers over here, my lamppost coming up somehow through there, and a piece of this is like a panel. Now that's a lot of thinking already. Usually I'm just like winging it, but I really wanted to try and make this last one work for the blue, the lamp, the nighttime. And I sort of sat for a moment and gathered my thoughts, and then I saw that fabric peeking out the top of my collection of Liberties I've been using. So what I need is something to sketch the lamppost on. Previously I've used this fabric, but I think I've used it all because I only had two pieces. We had a bicycle. What's that? We had a bicycle. Oh no, there's another one. Okay, good. I had a feeling it was all gone. What else have we got in here? I need my pen to slide over it well. And I did think about using layers of different textures of colour that are neutral. So I just want to play with that idea before I just go for a standard piece of fabric that we just sketch it on. I was wondering, see that's got a monogram on it. I think I need to put that to one side. That is the fabric I've used in the past. Let's pretend that this is sitting on the page. So colour palette wise, I might just flip it back to that to make sure it all sort of works. So that picks up that. There's our blue. That's French General fabric too. I'm wondering if I can get it to work on this. Where's its widest point? I don't really want a shape like that. So how do we do this? All right, I'm not too worried about the waste paper bin at the moment because that can go anything. I think that's out. It's a bit insipid. Can I draw onto this? Let's just create a strip. I don't know if that blue fabric is the way to go, to be honest. I don't know. It's just a thought at the moment to get the representation of the night sky. So that's roughly our size. It does have a funny shape, so we might be able to sneak our post detail into that, or our lamp. All right, I think the first bit I'm going to start with is trying to get this right. Now, these lines are going to be a challenge, so just bear with me as we have a little sketch. We've got a bit of height here needed for that curly thing. Do I start with the curly thing? No, I brought my ruler over. I want to start with this and get a post. I'll probably fussy cut it out, so I'll sneak it as close as I can to that edge. This pen's not going to love working on this thick weave. I can see it's catching already, but I'm going to persevere because I like the texture of it. So what have we got at the top? We've got a bit of a round thing at the top. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just as long as it, at a glance, the brain, the eyes connect and they go, oh, yeah, that's what she's attempted to draw, is a French lamp. So we've got a bit of curliness happening here. And a bit there. And then we've got a big bit coming through here, which makes it back to the post. You guys can't even see. Hang on. Let's get you a little closer. You're going to have to bear with me because my pen is struggling on this cloth, but I think you'll get the gist pretty quick. Okay, so we've got our post and we've got those two curly bits. There seems to be a bit of a metal support there to make that all work. Then this comes out. Oh, we're going to run out of room, I think. This comes out, connects there, and then comes down quite sharply. And then we've got this bit hanging, bit of creative license. You guys can't even see that. Goodness me, the bodgy operator. So let's get this top. So we're going to keep everything nice and level. So let's just get all of those level lines in. And there's the front. A couple layers of metal needed to show that. Then we've got this front panel, which is there. I think it's going to be too big for my piece, but we've got artistic license because that's just the rules. So I've got the front of this unit. This pen's really not doing it, but we've got the general gist. And now we need that line. And that's slightly angled back. And then we've got to bring it down. It's not even centered to the curly bit. My goodness, I've really gone off track here. Way off track. So I need to bring that curly bit over now because the lamp part has swung off into the wind. Oh my goodness. I think it's too big. And then we've got this curly bit at the bottom with a little pointy bit. Okay, she looks French. She doesn't look right size, but does that matter? It will when we go to do the waste paper bin, won't it? That's what you're all saying as you're sitting there watching this slow moving train wreck. Like, I like it, but our problem's going to be scale. I can shorten it up. We make it a stubbier post. We bring that right up the top. We bring that down, build it up. The waste paper bin is here. So I know I'm sketching on the front there, but like, we could pull it off. It's a stylized piece. Fudge is not convinced. And then if this was the night sky, we could put a pop of it somewhere and have it coming down. You know what I mean? Let's, do we have another go? Fudge seems to think so. I love that fabric, but let's see. No, see, it's the wrong colour. Where's that monogram piece? Miller, surname of the inspiration. Well, it could find a home, couldn't it? That's a bit uncanny, isn't it? Hey, Fudgy. M for Miller. Should we do that? Would mean Lewis is represented there in an initial. Would mean I'd have to trim my fabric only at the top. If I go right to the very top and crease that, Fudgy bee. I think we might do it. Let's do it. So that goes there. That comes off. M for Lewis Miller. So let's start again. Maybe it's my pen's the problem. I think my pen is starting to run out of steam. Let me grab another pen. Potentially it'll give us a little bit more colour for you guys to see. Here we go. Don't jump up, Fudgy. He was going to jump on my chair, the cheeky boy. He does that. If he thinks that you're going to sit down, he will jump up on your chair and sit before you. I might slide it right in beside the M. I think, oh, that's better. I think too we will make it more narrow. I'll get to the top of it quickly with a, where's our thingy again? Oh, here comes the fudge. Seriously, Fudge. This is becoming a routine. Come on, Fudgy. Everyone down tools, the fudge is in town, hey? Oh my goodness, boy. He's just had his supper, so it's in the evening here. There was just nothing on TV. Gaz is in the middle of playing a game that he's been enthralled in for days. I do not understand any of that. And the movie was just not holding us. We got to the end, but I'm like, do we go another movie? And I said, look, you go and play your game and I'm going to do a lamppost. So that's what happened. We went our separate ways. And Fudgy's like, what's happened? We're not watching a movie now? So we've got our first little curl, which goes a bit like that. And it kinks in there. Then we've got this little bracket here, which is going to support this. And that's like a little metal piece that I guess counterweights the whole thing. Who knows? I'm not an engineer. I've said such things. That connects to the post and it comes back up here. We can thicken that bottom bit there up, thicken it up there, helps give it a little bit of dimension. The iron will catch that funny little bit I did there, but I don't mind it. So that's where we're at the top. I think our proportions are going to be much better, but we're not there yet. So let's catch you in a big arc coming up. And we might curl you now with a little fishtail end. Classic look. Seems to be a little detail there I missed on the first take. And then we're going to need to thicken it up, which can come a bit of artist interpretation happening here, guys. It's not as scrolly as I would want, but it is. So I could bring it further out, but it's don't think it can. It just don't think it'd look right. So we've got this little grommet here, this little piece that catches this and then supports it back to there. Thicken it up there. There, now I'm looking to make it look like metal. There's these little details there. Wouldn't say I'm real happy with this. It's got a bit muddy there, but, and then there's these little lines to make that feel like maybe it's a ribbed piece of metal. We'll do that because that's helped, I think. A couple little ribs here, but I can't do it because I'm too thin. So we'll just put a little kink there as if it's an extension bar. All right, so there's the top. I think that's close enough. So let's find this center line because I jiggered that last time. Keep it fine. We've got a little roof, and once again, just draw the straight lines that you see. Don't worry about backgrounds, depth yet. Just get it plumb on the post. So then we've got this little roof It's got a little decoration either side of it of wrought iron, artist impression. Keep it coming plumb down there, down there. I think my proportions are better. I'm thinking them are way better. Something's gone wrong. I've lost my way. Add more lines. Build it out. Bring the glass in. No, I've lost my way. It's got weird. I need to iron that out and try again. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to get rid of that. It got too wide on me, and I think it was when I put this little ridgy bit here, I made it straight, but it's not actually. It stops there, and that's actually in the background over here. That's where I went wrong. All right, back in a moment. Okay, with the magic of a hot iron, it is all gone. Okay, let's try that again. We've got a little, it's sort of a little bit off. It's not straight on, like I was saying. You can see that side, and it's a little bit off center. Okay. Now I've got to remember too that I'm trying to draw all this detail, and I probably don't need it because I'm doing a tiny representation of it. You know what I mean? That's not quite right either. Buildings are tricky. Okay, so let's have a go at getting this top line right. There's a bit of a peak coming down there. A couple extra lines, another line. And then we've got this happening like that. And then we're on to the next section. I don't know if this is even right, but we will continue. It's better. Then we need the look of glass, which is these random lines, reflections, some verticals, some horizontals. Then we've got a pretty bit at the bottom. Let's just get that in. Nice little metal teardrop. Then we're going to do a line there. Is that the right angle? And then it's going to come up out there. I think that's the angle we want. Some little shading lines out there. And then we've got these little scallops at the top, like tiny detail that really, I'm probably too small of a scale to represent, but we're going to do it. I'm just going to grab the iron. I feel like I got my line wrong there. It's switched on, so I just want to touch in there because I think if I don't get that angle right, it's not going to look right. It's all in the angles. So we need that, that, that. Like it's just yeah. Don't fiddle anymore. I think that's enough. Oh, it's just too stressful. All right, let's call it done. Black pen will go over it. I'm going to get rid of this because I think that pen, yeah, it's nearly done. All right, here's our pen. Test it because it could be too chunky. It's the one I was using last time, I believe. All right, let's get a bit sketchy. Keep it simple. Don't overwork it. Light touch, gentle fingers. Gentle, gentle, tiny detail. Just keep it sketchy. That's the tricky line. Whether there's enough ink there once I iron it out to show all of that, ooh, who knows. I think we're right now. Let's get this in place. Around to there, we're creating our own little ribbed bit. That's coming to there. Then it's going to thicken up and swoosh down there. Give us a little kink there, or whatever it's called. We're going to put some little lines in because I think that's a ribbed piece of metal for decoration. Well, we're going to call it that. Then there's this little connector here that catches that little guy. We can thicken that a little bit. Let's bring you through. We won't connect it so it looks a little artistic. We'll leave a bit of air there. We're going to bring you up there. Similar sort of thing. It's all these little tricks you pick up. And then we'll bring you through here. That connects to the post. There's a big round thingy there. A bit of a curl there. Thicken it up. Thicken it up. Whew, hold your breath. Then there's this crown-like thing on top. I didn't even notice that detail when I first drew it. Now we want it to be straight but sketchy. So I'm going to use the ruler just to make sure I don't go off. There we go. Whew. All right, not as stressful as that bicycle, let me tell you. Let me touch it with the iron and then we'll talk bins. Okay. Yeah, looks pretty good. It's got cleaner lines now. Happy enough with that, but I think I need a little line there. I think I need a line there, and a line there and there, just to give that a little bit more detail. I think we could play with the post a little bit, just to get it less like, you know, a straight ruler. Just with a few dots and dashes and softening. That looks a bit skinny, so we'll thicken that a bit there and there. Make it a little bit more decorative. Okay, that'll do. Put the pen down. You're going to jigger it. Now, the waste paper bin. Back to the right pen, yes. So we want the flowers. So how are we going to do this? Don't overthink it, just draw a bin. That looks weird. I think it needs to be a little wider. Then there's this metal woven look. I think that's good enough. At the end of the day, It's just the bin. I think my shape's a bit wrong. I think maybe it should be a bit fatter at the base. It sort of looks like it could topple over with a bit of rubbish in it. I think that's probably better, a bit straighter. I think I was a bit vasy. And then bring the top flatter and a bit more. What do you think? That do the trick? Let's draw it in. And we're going to bring our line down here and a line down here, slight little shape in it. Let's get that front lip right. Keep it sketchy, don't draw it in. Keep the back a little bit more narrow. That's better. And now we want to show all of that metal, a slight line leading to the centre of straight, and then we're going back out at an angle ever so lightly. And let's get some of these lines in, and I think you can see that I'm not real concerned about the bin. By the time we fill it full of flowers, and Lewis has been here all night, I might just anchor it with a bit of sketch. Bring you down so you look like you're meant to be. Okay. All right, I'm going to touch that with the iron now. New York, Paris have just collided. Alrighty, let's get that iron out. Okay, I think we're there. We're there enough. Now, what flowers are we going to put in our bin? If we were true to the book, it would be those yellow ones, but I don't know. Should we do it? I don't know. I don't know. Let's clear the mess away. Let's upend a heap of liberties in front of us. We've got our one from the other day just here as inspiration, colour palette. They don't have to matchy-matchy, but, you know, aesthetically would look pretty. We don't want to use you again. You're the fabric we used below. We could use that. Like, it's complementary. But it might be a bit washed out. We'd have to lift it a little, I think. It's a possibility. We've used you. You're not bad. We could probably get away with you, and that little bit of beige peeking through could help us get there. No. I feel like we've done that colour palette. That definitely not, I don't think. Like, it's pretty. The problem with that one is I'd have to think about moving the page. It's sort of not quite complementary. Like, now that's nice too, but it's sort of in the category of not quite suiting the look. Nope. Have we used that? We must have. Look, there's been a mouse nibbling here. I don't mind those colours. Oh, you know, the other thing is I wanted the night sky to be represented by that fabric. Is that a good idea still, or a silly idea? I think it's a silly idea. Those we've used. That was one of my favourites. I wonder if we go these blues, because there's blue in here. I know we've used those two, but it would give us some soft foliage. I think then that's out. That's out because the flowers won't show. That's just wild. Oh, hello. Remember he caught my eye the other day. They're huge, but how do I tame that? That actually looks like a misprint. Look at that. There's nothing in that blob. Look, there it is again. I'm sure it was meant to be, but, you know, just saying, looks a bit odd. See, there's yellow. Blue and yellow flowers. Like, I sort of feel like that does work with that print. It wouldn't look odd. Is there enough small in there? Okay, so if that was the piece, what do we build it up with? We can build it up with a bit of U. I don't think they work now. So we'll put them to one side. We could build it up with U. Thistles. Oh, didn't they catch my eye the other day? Would a thistle look weird growing out of the footpath? Doesn't really work with that. Does that matter? Probably not. Lewis would do something like thistles. See, in that is also there's actually quite a bit in that. It picks up the green. All right, this is my sales pitch to you guys. It picks up the green that's in those. I don't know if that shows up on your page, but I don't think the thistles will work. I'm not convinced. It's a bit boring. Too big. Used it. Could work. No. Could work. Might work. No. So that it'd be matching into that fabric. What else have we got here? That's got potential, but they're huge. Oh, see, that caught my eye the other day too. You've got to really get rid of the background fabric. Oh boy. No. There's yellow. They would work with the thistles. That would give me some greys. I could maybe pop a few of those in, but I wouldn't need that. And I don't think I need that. I'll leave it out. Might need that. So there's my bunch of flowers. Let's get rid of the pink. Pink's gone. Oh, there's you again. We've used you. No orange. We've used you. Okay, all gone. Do we bomb it with yellow? The reason I'm saying yellow, if you're wondering why is she fixated on yellow, let's find the picture. Okay, I'm going to bring the camera up, so just bear with me because I need to turn the page, and there's a picture in here. Is it because Lewis's initial is on it? His surname. If you look at the yellow. Do we put the yellow on the front? Do we put the lamppost on the front? And what do we do? Do we do yellow on the front in a vase? See, he really likes yellow. Did I just see a sunflower? Look, green and yellow. Maybe we try the watery vase for the front cover, because because I didn't know what I was going to do on the front. Where's the yellow flowers? I'm sure I've shown you. Look at the white. Oh, there's the lamppost subway. The stairs. Waste paper bins. I just love it. I should have put a sign on the bin. Litter only. Yellow, yellow, yellow. It's in here and I can't see it now. It's a single photo of just yellow flowers in the bin. Let me have a quick thumb through again. If I can't see it, I'm going to move on because we'll be here. Oh, look at that as inspiration. Boxes with flowers in them. Oh, look at that. Isn't it just eye candy? This is just like my most favoritist book. Where are you, yellow flowers? Okay, they're just big. Don't worry about it. Move on. I'm wondering if I do the yellow. What if I was to make that the cover? What if I was to do this? This is a bit of a stylized piece. So let's consider putting this on the cover like that. It's a prelude to sketchiness, texture, things dangling off. All right, so that's the cover. And I can bring in a couple other little fabrics if I want to, like a bit of red or, you know, to build on it. So we've got that on the front. I like that. We put the word blooms or something for our title. We're now in here, and this is our piece. We do the yellow because I think I need to get it out of my system. Surnames represented, away we go. Or I put it up here. Either way. Then this page, our final page, I get into the greens, which we haven't done yet. And the thistles and the... Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Or I take that to the front cover and we just go for it. And we bring you back in, but it doesn't really match. Anyway, doesn't matter. We will make that decision another day. It's irrelevant. We're doing yellow. We're doing yellow. Oh my goodness, I tell you, it's hard work. Let's get our big feature flower. Oh, look, the word liberty. It's a sign. That's got to go on. This is the cover. I could attempt to stitch his name in here. How good am I at doing that? We'll put Liberty at the top. It's Liberty Station. Let's pin that. Okay, all right, I'm feeling inspired. Let's see if I can draw in his name, Miller. So it would be I-L-L-E-R. Does it suit the script? Oh, at a pinch, maybe. And then if we can get Lewis in there, oh, the test. Oh my goodness, the pressure. So it's got to be really scrolly. There's an L. We can thicken that up with some stitching. Okay, so disconnect the word. How do I do the eye? It doesn't look right. Like, I think I can make that work, you know. If we just follow and get some detail in there with satin stitch. It doesn't matter if we don't match it perfectly. Okay. Oh boy, I don't mind that, you know. Okay. Let's build our flowers. We need our feature flower. Where were we? Did I cut a piece off? No. That one there hasn't got a tip. Does it matter? Probably not. Okay. Here we go. Another bunch of flowers. We're getting our yellow. If it looks crazy, I can always redo it. It's just fabric. Be brave. You're inspired by the book, so therefore it makes sense. I think if the next page in has a bit of green and yellow built into it with those fabrics, it won't feel like we're all reds, blues and pinks with a touch of orange, which is the rest of the book. I think it'll make sense. And look, at the end of the day, here we go. This is my sales pitch to convince myself to proceed. It's a book of flowers. Every bunch of flowers is different. This is the picture too, which I can't find to show you as if I tried. I will find it, but that when you're 7 meters back, it's a big blob of yellow, and all you can see is just little shapes, and it's really cool. Yeah, that looks so bright on the screen, but I'm working in dark light here. Gosh, that's bright. Trust me, it's okay. Oh my goodness. Let's go big. So I'm going to take you next. I'm going to head straight up there and take you as well. Yes, Fudgy. Yeah, pussy. He was napping on the floor beside me. Maybe I can put a bit of Blue Liberty with that fabric. The night sky idea I had talked about. Oh, he's up on the chair. He's coming again, that cat. Fudgimus. Seriously. Hey? What you doing? What you doing, little buddy? Yeah. I'm going to rough cut this because it's going to take forever. This is quite an intricate design. So let's just rough cut it out. Otherwise, we are going to be here till midnight. I think I mentioned that it's an evening video. Yeah, I know, Fudge. We should be watching TV with the cat on the lap. You be careful. Got sharp little scissors here. Okay, these are massive. But I think I'm going to persist because I want this to be over the top. What do you reckon, Fudge? Do we start going small, like this little guy? Gosh, that's bright on the TV. Guys, in the shade of Fudge, see how it's not as bright? It's more of a warm yellow. So that's quite a fine one. So that might be good coming at the top. We're taking it right up. It's a big one. We might as well. Just looking at what else I can get. I can take you. I'm looking for spindly things now to build up. This was so not what I had in mind for the cover. But I have just, you know, turned the camera on and see what happens with the fabrics. It's definitely been part of my don't plan it too much, just we've got our inspiration and see what comes of it all. Okay. Got a doughy spot there. That could come towards our monogram. We could do with a big flower in the middle, Fudge. Maybe we nibble this guy out. What I'll do this time, because I think you've got the gist of, I fussy cut them out and then arrange them. Then I use a little bit of glue, get them secure, and then I sit down and stitch everything and then start thinking about details, as in added bits of fabric and things like that. I think what I'll do is, hang on, Pussycat wants to go. I will do that off camera this time, otherwise this video, excuse me. Oh my goodness, the night air. Oh my goodness, that won't come out fast. I think that will get us there with a bit of jiggling and a bit of repositioning. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Oh goodness, sorry. Oh my goodness. I couldn't get to the button quick enough. Hang on a minute. Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, so I coughed and sneezed and sneezed. And I've been sitting here for about half an hour just trying to relax. It's like my throat and nose, I can still feel it. Suddenly got a bit of a spasm and yeah, it was quite a thing. I had to go to the kitchen and get some water. That hasn't really relieved it. So I just don't know how much longer I'll be able to sort of chitty chat to you guys because it feels like it's just below the surface. And I was thinking about it and thinking, well, what suddenly triggered it? I think I've got everything I need out of all of these bits. There's another bit there. I'm going to just snip it out. I was flicking through the book looking for the yellow arrangement, which I've now found. It's sitting to the side here, but I'll finish this task first. And I'm wondering if a heap of dust from the paper came up, which caught my nose, which then made me sneeze and cough and carry on like quite a palaver. Got quite intense, to be honest. I was starting to think I was getting an asthma attack, but my chest is fine. It's just all in the throat and the nose and the, yeah. Anyway, we've got our act together now, and I'm just going to finish fussy cutting this little guy. I didn't think I'd get to this stage because I could see this was going to take a while, and it sure has. But we've got it. So we will be able to arrange and pin. And like I said, I've found the picture that has inspired this. And looking at it, there's a little bit of orange in there. So I'm wondering if I should visit some other fabrics that are sitting over the side within the pages of the book. See, even that branch there could be used. Let's just do a little tidy up. I've got this sitting on the table here. It's one of those lint collectors. It's really good for cleaning the mat, especially after a project like this. Look at that. Is that just brilliant? Okay. Let's grab our pins. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Gosh, it even looks cool like that, like it's literally exploded. So let's get it as best we can. Now, this is the picture. Look at that. I'll go back up. Hang on to your hats. We're going back out. Look at that. But see the orange that's in there? Just that little pop of orange. And then there's this limey green. Then the flowers. And then there's that one is how it started. That gives that softness, and then he's put the big feature flowers in there. And there's Lewis. Okay, so pins. Where are the pins? There. Now it's time to pin our specimens. We've got these really big flowers. I don't have long stems, like to get things to the waste paper bin. So we sort of, I think, have to fudge it a little bit. All right, we're going to cover. That one will make it, but inadvertently we'll cover a bit, but we'll pin it. Now, I don't think he's the right one actually. I think I need to bring this down to the bin as well, so it feels like we've got some stems at least making it to the top of the rubbish bin, like that, like that. Then we might try and get this guy nestled in there if we can. Gosh. It's fiddly now that they're cut. Sort of need to make it look like it's connected, even if I don't get down to the bin lid or the bin edge. At least make it feel like it makes sense, by tucking it under something that is getting there. Okay, now where are we going with this? Are we going to bring it down there with you, or something finer? I think that is good, unless I get to the top of the flowers and need something really fine. Well, then I might go looking for you again, that little piece. Next tall thing is this. Which gets us right up to the light, but that's okay. That's rather cool. I do have a leaf. I could bring that leaf in there to help fill that centre. I might do that. I'll leave it. Put it in. I'm going to put it in. I think it needs to be trimmed a bit. I'll do that when I join them all. No, I won't. I'm going to do it now. Whoops. Just trying to get that scrap out of there. Okay. Let's get you in next. We'll take you right up to the curls of that post. We'll bring you in next. By popping you over there. You're probably thinking, what's she doing? It just didn't look right. Neither does that one. But that one might do the trick. Maybe that one can go onto there to soften it into the, yeah, that's better. I like the bunch of flowers to be a little bit odd shaped, but flowing. Does that make sense? Sort of, it's not just a blob. I have those spare, but I don't think I need it, and I'm going to put those over there as if they're growing out of the footpath. Or that's his pile that haven't yet made it in. And you know, I was thinking about Lewis Miller, the words. I'm seriously considering just using my black pen. The monogram there is just beautiful. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to do it, guys. Let's just do it. I'm not going to stitch it. I'm going to lightly sketch it in. Because I'm concerned that when I go to actually stitch it, it will look chunky and just not right. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do this. It is then done. And I'm not interfering with this beautiful little monogram. There we go. It's in. Nice little detail. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I think that's it, guys. I'll zoom in again so you can see a bit more detail. Liberty, Lewis Miller, done. I don't have the word French or like the second book, but I'm going to say that the Lewis's book is probably the gist of the whole process. I did sketch a little bit of black either side of the bin. I might do that there as well. Use the real pen, be brave. just grounds it a little bit, a bit of footpath happening. There we go. So there's our front page. I think that's great. It's possible we'll add some little fabric bits, but boy, they're gonna need to be tiny, like just little elements. I'll think about that another time. I do have script kicking around here as well that I could add. Here, there it is. But it'd have to be, here comes the pussycat again. He was asleep. Fudgy, just sit there. I'm nearly done, mate. Nope, he's coming through. Because that's sort of, I think, a nice little detail. It's soft, that particular script. Yeah, I'm just going to pin it. You can always remove it. It just helps thicken it up a little bit. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to pause the video again. I'm going to stitch all that down, have a think about maybe adding some decorative stitches, and this is going to be my front cover. So, yeah, really, really pleased with that. It's so not what I had in mind when I sat down, hey Fudge, but really happy with it. All right, guys, I will see you in a moment. Okay, guys, I'm back. I haven't officially stitched anything, but everything is secure. And what I'm going to do is actually stitch it tomorrow. The evening has worn on. I've spent quite some time cutting things out, securing things. I changed the word Liberty and spun it around so it's there. Love that. I'm really, really happy with it. And I think by moving that one to the front cover, like I had said earlier in the video, having that on the inside is going to allow me to play with these colours and it actually blend better with the book. I was thinking of putting this on the outside, but I don't think I will. I think that's going to be the outside. So there you go. Maybe I can get the word French flowers into this. I'm not sure, or blooms, not sure. So what I'll do tomorrow when everything, you know, I'm more alert. I think it's like 10:30 at night now, so that's enough. I'll just let it sit, and then when I get up in the morning, I can stitch it and then think about filming that another day. All right, guys, I think that's it for me. Have a great night, and yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit more too. I actually turned on my overhead lights, which I don't often use at night because they give me shadows, but you can see a little bit more detail, and you can see that it's actually a warmer yellow than what it probably looked like without those lights on. All right, guys, have a great day. See you later. Bye.